We on?
Right, yeah, bro.
We're on. I can't believe that I let you make me agree to doing this instant reaction show. This
It's
was your
good.
idea.
And people love it. The
Bump
people.
people. I hate it.
I know. Listen, I do. You only have to do it once. I have to do it 2 days back to back. So I mean, it's good. I'm shocked we haven't. Obviously, there are some businesses that support other people's instant reaction that don't like money. A lot of people watch it, and a lot of people feed for that. They're like, we need the real because everybody lies to us, Denny and James.
Well,
somebody tell us the truth. Tell us that what we're seeing is as bad as what we are. Confirm our fears or give us hope or tell it or explain it away.
Oh, well, I'm going to confirm all your fears. There is no hope. Like, I don't even know really what to do at this point. I don't even know what to say.
I just thought about it.
I will say this, because if you happen to be watching this on the Twitter machine or on Facebook or whatever it is that you happen to stumble upon us on, and let's say you're not from Jacksonville and you're like, man, I feel bad for those Jacksonville people. You should feel bad for us because it's miserable. It's terrible. It's a great place to live. But Sundays suck in Jacksonville. It is the same thing over. What is this, 17?
Yes.
17 straight regular season losses for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they all look identical. Last week, I had never seen 3 penalties on the offensive line pre-snap. I mean, not false start, but lining up wrong. I had never seen 2 tackles get a flag on the same play for different things. I've never seen a delay a game on a kickoff before.
That was interesting.
Like,
that was cool. I like how they're. You remember how a couple of years ago when it was Gus, we were like, we've never lost the same way twice.
Yeah,
it was exciting.
Boy, let me tell you
something.
Sucks, but
it's exciting.
Let me tell y'all something. Gus Bradley wasn't as bad coach as we thought he was.
No. I won't let you go there.
Go ahead.
This is bad. No. I'm saying he's as bad of a coach as we thought he was. This is just bad too. Multiple things can be true at the same time.
Bro, he's the 3rd best coach in the history of the Jags.
That's because they should have never got rid of our boy
Del Rio.
Del Rio deserves a statue.
Y'all just think about that for a second. Gus Bradley is the 3rd best coach in the history of the Jags. Well, I don't know. Actually, you know what?
No, you got to
run that back.
Douglas
Marone. Yeah, Marone, the 1 year. Run that back. Enough. Edit that. Let's cut that. You're right. My bad. Just saying, like, we thought we were at the bottom when Gus Bradley was here. Well, we weren't.
We're learning on the fly. This is a very well-paid internship. You know, in this day and age, this new decade, people don't work for free. So we've got a rookie head coach who's getting some on-the-job experience. That's what we're here for. We've got a rookie quarterback, and we've got an offensive coordinator that calls plays like a rookie. And we've got a bunch of guys that just, I don't know where to start.
Well, can we start one place? Because there was one thing that happened in this game I want to get to right away on the Sports Den, brought to you by ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. You have time to get to ABC.
Mm-hmm.
You get, weekend's not over. There's still football on. There's football on tonight. All of us are drinking out of sadness right now.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the state, the Gators lost, the Seminoles lost, the Hurricanes lost.
UCF lost.
UCF did. That was a wild game.
Yep. I'm sure FAU lost.
Crazy.
Don't care if FIU
I don't care
lost.
Anybody. I don't care about anybody else. The Jags lost. Well, I guess the Bucks are playing now. The Dolphins lost.
The Dolphins lost by a lot.
So we need to get to ABC. We need to comfort each other.
Tua Tagalong is hurt again.
Dolphins may be turning it around shortly. We need to all get to ABC to ease our pain.
Yes.
Reach for the good stuff. There's one thing in football that I think is the ultimate show of class, but also disrespect.
Okay.
And that is when you have the game so far under control at a level past high school, I'll say, that you can have the ball 1st and goal on, I don't know, like the 5 and kneel on it and not score.
Score on me, man.
That
score on me, dude.
I get it. It's classy.
No, it's not.
It is, but it's the same. It's classy 5 weeks later when you look at the score. Jags lost 23-13, but it could have been 30-13. Easy. Let's start here because I want to make sure we get to this. For the past 5 years, the one thing, or 4 years, however long he's been here, I don't know. The one thing that we've consistently said, at least we have a kicker in Jacksonville. Our kicker sucks now.
Man, I put on there, he hasn't been the same since Urban started breaking all those rules and he started snitching. Remember, he was the one who put out the tweet, and then there was all this stuff going on.
That's very true.
And then after, and kickers are a delicate people. Lambeau seemed like he was the most normal and sane kicker, but he's still a kicker. No, I'm just saying, he seemed like he was kind of cool. Like
he's always seemed weird to me.
Okay, well,
Jack's Twitter let me in on some home drama that he's got. Okay, I don't know anything about it.
Nobody told me about anything like that, and we don't have the text line. Nobody hit us with we saw him at bars drinking, and he's got like 17,000 secret children.
Right.
All I knew is that, okay, we got a kicker. He's got a cool-ass nickname. Well, actually, cool-ass last name.
What's his nickname?
Lambeau is his nickname, but it happens to be his last name.
Okay.
And right now, he's kicking like a pinto. And ever since Herbs did whatever, man, it freaked them out. You know, they don't they like being comfortable. They don't like being taken out their comfort zone. It's just.
But he sucked last year a little bit. Because remember
toward the end, right?
No, he didn't play. Remember they.
Oh yeah.
If you remember the second game, he had the idiotic kickoff that cost the Jags the game. In the second game of the season. And since then, it's been like he's gone missing. I don't know what he's doing. But I know what he's not doing. He's not making field goals.
The COVID got everybody.
I see. You think it got in his head?
Yeah. You know, it's long-term effects that people don't know about. Like, I'm basically healthy, but like today, I don't know if it was the consistently poor performance of my alma mater and the Jaguars, or it's the rain and the humidity. But like, my chest is a little tight today. Hurts a little bit to breathe deep, but it could be it hurts because I'm sad because I have to watch poor football and I have to talk about it, especially on Sundays. I don't have to talk about it once; I have to talk about it twice because I got to go and do TV. The TV tonight.
Yeah, well, we're gonna keep this fairly short for Jag fans here. All the talk's gonna be on Trevor, of course. Trevor, not a good day. I thought he played better last week overall than he played this week. It was I have to go back and watch it again, but I don't know. I mean, the first drive, he looked fantastic. Everybody looked fantastic. You could tell it was the scripted part of the game. And then from there, it just got worse and worse and worse. I liked seeing him use his legs a little bit.
Okay.
That was good. But I don't know who to blame. I don't know, because I'm interested in watching the all-22 on this because I want to see the separation that the receivers are or are not getting. I don't know. I have no idea if
I'm going to be honest with you. Here's the only reason, and this could be also Trevor not seeing the field properly. But the reason why I don't think there's any separation without seeing that, he actually had time in a lot of instances. He was climbing the pocket. He was able to roll out. He was able to do stuff. If you've got that much time, they're not getting open. Or it could be the route concepts too, but either way, every play is designed to score.
Where there's this weird thing though, I think that happens at the NFL that you got to redefine open.
I mean, even with the NFL open, like
because he had Marvin Jones a couple times
early in the game,
even late. He missed him on a deep post.
Was that the one? Okay, like he had it. It was an errant throw. He did have the tight end where he was late. He did the hitch, and then the guy bit on it, which is again. Maybe that's a thing where in college you can get away with that. Again, I always tell people if you want to sound really, really smart, something that nobody really talks about is the difference as in the hash marks. That hash is tight. That thing that Notre Dame did to Jordan Travis happens a lot more in the NFL because they're not running that far. But I think some of the hits, which happens to rushing the throws, but this ain't it. Like it just keeps making me feel like another piece on defense. Not mad at obviously Travis Etienne is injured. I'm not mad at that, the pick. But another piece on defense that would help you, especially with CJ Henderson. I guess he got hurt or something, was nowhere to be found. Really don't hear much from him anyway.
I mean,
but another piece in the secondary, maybe another dominant D lineman that can actually perform consistently. If you were going to get rid of Sherbert, go get you a linebacker, or go get a wide receiver that can help. Now you got Chark, you got your rookie receiver, and you got Marvin Jones Jr. or tight ends, something that's a true threat that's going to help this offense. Like right now, because right now you would be in a good spot. James Robinson's performing.
Well, James Robinson's got I tweeted this out at Denny_Thompson, by the way. If you have a game plan that doesn't include James Robinson getting 20 plus touches, then you need to scrap it and start over. He's the best player on the team.
How long?
It's not even close.
Are undrafted rookie contracts still 2 years, or did he actually go ahead and sign?
I don't think he signed.
Because if I'm him, I'm not coming back. I'm going to do my thing right now. I'm going to perform, but it is clear that you ain't feeling me. You don't feel my rivals ranking. Like, you're still in college, because if you were feeling me, this would not be a discussion. I would be more, because we'd be saying the opposite. Right. You actually went away from it for a period in this game when there was no reason to do it. Like, 2 scores is a lot in the NFL. Like, really 14, not 10, but 14 is a lot in the NFL. But for much of the game, it was still in hand, and you're trying to throw the ball with the person who doesn't have experience. Good defense, which your defense actually for a little bit wasn't playing bad, wasn't performing poorly.
The Jags did not lose. The defense did not lose this game.
Your running game and your defense could have put you in a position to where this game should have been a lot closer in the fourth quarter. And you got your quarterback out here just throwing the ball, letting it chop and spray.
James Robinson, 14 touches today, 11 carries. Only 11 carries. I think last week he averaged, I don't have it up, like 5 yards carry, right? On the 5 he had. He averaged 4.3 today. 11 carries?
4.3 yards a carry is really good.
Bro, I mean, listen, guys, the game plan should be, we're going to have James Robinson carry the ball until he can't carry it anymore. You've got a rookie quarterback. You've got an offensive line that sometimes does some stupid stuff. Right, I'm not saying they're bad, because they actually are protecting Trevor semi-decently.
They're playing better than I thought they would.
Agreed. But your best player right now, it's not going to be long-term. Long-term is going to be Trevor. But right now, your best player is James Robinson. Last week, you gave him 5 carries. This week, you give him 11 carries. That's got to be 20 plus. In a game that was still in question late into the third, he should have already been at 17, 18, 19 carries, another 4 or 5 passes out of the backfield. He should have been at 20 plus touches going into the fourth quarter.
Facts.
It's unbelievable to me. I don't understand it. And every time he touches the ball, it's like it's 4, 5, 6 yards a clip. I don't understand, like, how you can be an NFL offensive coordinator and not figure this part out, especially after last week when you completely abandoned it and you were made aware of it and you talked all week about we got to get him more involved. How do you let this happen? 20 carries, 5 catches, 5 targets, I should say.
I'm not mad.
20 carries, 5 targets. If you don't do that, you don't get a paycheck on Tuesday. That should be the rule. If you can't do that, you don't deserve to be an offensive coordinator at the NFL level. If your best player is your running back who had 1,000 yards and he's still performing well, and you can't give him the damn ball 20 times a game, you don't deserve a paycheck. You don't deserve to be an offensive coordinator. You don't deserve to be in the game of football, frankly. And in the meantime, you got a rookie quarterback that you're just feeding out there.
Right. And it just, we talked about this on the sports day when it came to Blake Bortles and how to make him an effective quarterback. Because here's the thing, you've said this too. You can't help where you're drafted. But if the player a competent player in the NFL. Obviously, Trevor has all the tools, all these different things, but he also needs to be developed. Right now, and what we said about Blake Bortles is he needed a governor. Like that means, we said no more than 30 throws a game. And once I don't care if it comes in the third quarter, once he gets to 30, you stop. You just hand that bad boy off. Or maybe a screen. Maybe I'll go with that. I don't necessarily think you need to do that with Trevor per se, but Trevor doesn't need to have a certain amount of throws in a row, because the more he does that, the less accurate, the more, I want to say, confidence isn't a word, but like he starts foolish confidence, or more, maybe I say pride. the more he throws, the more pride gets in the way, and he's trying to fit it in the windows that you can't do yet. You're not seeing the game well enough yet. But with the running game going the way that it's going, that is a benefit.
Yeah.
Why take that away from him? Why neutralize it? Why let the game go? He throws an interception or you're 3 and out because a guy drops the ball, and now your defense allows a score because they've been on the field the whole damn game, and now you have no choice but to throw it.
Well, to your point, right now, Trevor had 3 picks last week, right? 51 pass attempts. This week he had 2 picks and 33 pass attempts. So he's averaging a pick every 16 and a half pass attempts.
Ugh. It's not a good average.
Much better than our boy Zach Wilson today. At one point, he had as many interceptions that he had completions. But irregardless. I mean, there's 2 games, a pick every 16 and a half. Meanwhile, you've got a running back who's averaging between 4 and 5 yards a carry. I don't know. Y'all get paid more than I do, Bevel, Shoddy. But from where I'm sitting, it seems to me like it'd be a little wiser to hand the ball off than to throw it 30 plus times. The big problem in today's game, though, last week it was throw. Today it was lack of offensive plays.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happens when you go 3 and out, 6 and out, 3 and out. Like you only get, I think the Jags only got, let's see, there was 33 pass attempts, 16 rush attempts. That's 49 plays.
Well, before the game got out of hand, you said it was 44?
49.
Yeah. So at one point before the game got out of hand, they were showing the Jags had 40. The Broncos had 44 plays to the Jags 40. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't just that; it's a lack of explosive offensive plays and production. Like you gotta have that tight end wide open. You gotta have that. You've got to have like you said, it was Marvin Jones going down the middle of the field where you have that mismatch. You gotta have that. You got to do a better. Now the second interception was a combination of the receiver just getting bullied by a rookie, which shouldn't happen. Like basically he got ran to the sideline and Surtain got inside position. But you also have to do a better job of throwing that. Like even just throw it out of bounds.
Don't throw it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just don't throw it. So those are the things that people aren't going to pick up on, the little things of it. It just should not happen. The Laviska Shenault, probably if we go back and look at it, I tweeted about it that he almost got the Black Russian killed.
Dude.
You either throw it early or you don't throw it.
There was somebody right underneath wide open. And I get it was 3rd and long, but I mean, that's attempted murder.
Right. Like people were like, people were like, that was a good throw. It hit him in the hands. Like it's 3 people there, guys. These are humans. Like you're paid to catch a ball. I 100% agree with that. But if there is another option, I always side with the offensive player because I have been hit trying to reach up and go and get a ball for a quarterback, and that shit hurts. Like it really, really hurts your ribs. Like that's not a good feeling.
The weird thing is I was thinking about this late in the game. Last week the Jags played Tyrod Taylor. This week they played Teddy Bridgewater. In both games, I came away going, man, that guy looked really decisive, made really good decisions, was really efficient. And then it hit me. Wait, that's not really either one of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
The common denominator is the Jags defense. Either both of them got suddenly really good in the offseason, 2 journeyman guys who that's not their characteristics, got really good in the offseason, or the common denominator is that the Jags are making it very easy on veteran quarterbacks to pick and choose what the Jags are doing defensively. And they're making the reads really, really simple. That's got to be the case, right? Yeah. Because you look at Tyrod Taylor, who went out of today's game, injured. He had a very efficient game last week. And then you look at Teddy Bridgewater today, 26 of 34 for 328, 2 touchdowns, no picks, a 125 rating. He averaged 9.6 yards per completion. Flip that. Trevor Lawrence, 14 of 33 for 118 and average of 3.6. Yes. So per attempt, I'm sorry, not per completion, per attempt. Yeah, per attempt.
It's still bad, but like it's like you need to be a little bit.
So 3.6 per attempt for Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, it's 9.6 per attempt for Teddy Bridgewater.
Well, he was 11 for 12, right? Isn't that what you just said?
No, he was 26 to 34.
My bad. I'm thinking of Tyrod.
Yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater.
So,
jeez, wait a minute.
That's what I'm saying. They took 2 quarterbacks who historically, I think Teddy Bridgewater's always been a good decision maker, but hadn't really had the talent to match. You know what I mean?
And
Like he hadn't been able to whip it around.
Ever since he got hurt after the 11-win season in Minnesota, it hasn't been this. Like there was a lot of promise. A lot of people thought he was going to be okay, but like he never got a chance to get into that. But nobody would think that would be it. And early in the game,
9 different receivers he hit.
He was distributing the ball crazy early in the game. Let's talk about the defense.
We done with Trev for now.
No, you had went there. We were talking about the quarterback play, but I mean,
that's fine. I don't care. I don't. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. Who cares at this point?
Clavicle clinician was doing
who
the defensive end from LSU.
Clavion Chason.
That guy.
What did you call him?
Clavicle classroom or whatever his name is. We finally got. So here's the crazy part, right? Hear me out.
Okay.
Finally hear his name. I actually clap. I give him a standing ovation.
In your living room?
In my living room.
Okay, that's nice of you.
For them to go down on that drive and score, I believe.
He did make a good play, though.
It was a great play, but I'm just saying, like, I don't want to. It was great to see him. Love seeing him in the running game.
Mm-hmm.
I need sacks. Josh Allen finally got something. And then I guess the tackle just said, like,
bro, Josh Allen's a baller. Let's establish that.
But I want to say this, right? He's got to get help and get some other moves. Von Miller is a baller. Von Miller gets chipped and takes advantage of that.
Yeah.
Which was a dumb play call. It's not dumb play call. I don't know what the play call was, but get a tackle on.
Well, I'm assuming.
Double team.
I'm going to assume real quick while you're on that. I'm going to go back and look at that film. I'm not ready to put that one on the Jags. Because normally when you have like a wide 9, which he was, and you chip that, the ball's expected to be out.
Okay. Fair. Okay. I'm with you.
But go ahead. Go ahead.
I saw after that sack, it kind of made like, okay, wow, Josh Allen is playing. Let me tune in. I kept looking, and boy, he tried that rip swim move a few times. And I think I saw the tackle smile and like that's so cute. What are you trying to look at you? What are you trying and pinch his cheek? What are you trying to do? Linebacker play.
It's not.
And
Taven.
You told me Taven.
I gotta look at the stats.
I don't know.
I heard Taven's name, or let me rephrase that. I saw Taven about 3 or 4 times. Okay. So let me go ahead. Let me double check.
I saw Taven once and it wasn't good, and I'm going to go back and get that video because he needs a him. He needs to be in the him.
Taven had 2 tackles.
That's good.
There's one you could put the him for him.
Really?
Yes. He absolutely clotheslined and like yanked a dude.
Nice.
Yeah. So you need to make a special edition of the hymns.
We'll see. When you do good, you get credited. When you do bad, it gets exposed. But let's talk about this secondary, man.
Go ahead.
Well, Griffin, the one play that was really, really good. Well, he had 2. He had one of them where he broke the pass up. Because I think all week they were just like, I can't remember my guy on TikTok's name, but I took his video and it went viral on my TikTok. It blew my TikTok up. But I'm giving him his props. He does like video, like film room studies, pretending to be a coach.
Yeah.
And I guess the DB coach with the Jags must have just ripped Griffin. And just like, because he kept getting dunked on. Broke up a pass. Probably should have been a pass interference on the one that should have also been the interception. But Cookie Head Jenkins.
I like him.
He had one play where he could have took the guy's head off.
They do a lot with him, though, man.
And then after that, man, it just went down. Why is the white safety still playing?
Fair question.
Wingard,
very fair
Fabio.
Question. Very fair question. I don't have an answer for that.
Like at some point,
that is fair.
You don't rotate. Listen, stop it. Just don't play him. Like special teams. Like he does look like that guy that I remember being on my teams. Like he's going to be great on.
He led the team in tackles today, by the way. Before you go any further, Andrew Wingard led the team in tackles today.
I don't necessarily want that, but okay, that's a positive.
Yeah, the 2 safeties led the team in tackles.
That's really not good.
That's not good.
Because safety, by definition, with the football is like you're the last line of defense.
Go ahead. They were your 2 leading tacklers on the team.
I just don't understand how guys are getting dunked on and bombed. I don't understand why it's so easy for everybody else to get their wide receivers so wide open, so much more consistently. Even with James Robinson having a good day, I don't understand why Melvin Gordon, who had a spark when he started, like in his career, it hasn't really done much. Is just looking like a hot knife through butter at times. I don't know what his numbers were, but I saw a couple stretches that just did not look like that. Looked like I wish we.
I think
had
you were.
that.
I think you were thinking of the kid from North Carolina.
Okay, I might be.
Yeah, because Melvin Gordon didn't do anything.
Okay, it might be the other guy.
Yeah.
Bottom line is, I want to know why we can't do that and why the other teams can. And what makes it worse, Ronald Darby is out. So one of your starting corners is out. You have a rookie who got his first start. I would be able to say, you know what? Yeah, Darby, Patrick Sartain, like they three good rookies.
They're good defensively.
No, I'm saying, but you're not, when the number one goes out, the number two is the number two for a reason. Bradley Chubb went out early. I mean, is that say right? Yeah, Bradley Chubb went out early. They had a linebacker that didn't play. They're missing 3 starters for a majority of the game, and you still can't get anything.
See, and this is the problem with where the Jags are at as a franchise right now, because the Broncos, who are not a perennial power by any stretch, they have enough that when it comes to the draft, when it comes to free agency, they don't have to rebuild everything every year. Mm-hmm. So they can stack on to guys who are already good. The Jags are always looking to solve problems through free agency and draft.
Fair.
And that's not the way you win in the NFL. Like free agency and draft, you should have the bottom of your food pyramid already done, right? And all these guys are backups, or like this guy's going to send us over the top. The Jags have to be perfect, and they have to be perfect every year, and it doesn't work like that. So now, you look at Denver, you look at any team that I would say is not elite, but not terrible. So range 9 through 20. Mm-hmm. Like they don't have a risk of being god awful because they have depth everywhere.
Right.
Now they're a quarterback away.
They have the 53, and of that 53, they know who, let's say, the 30 are.
Yeah, at least. Yeah,
year in and year out. They may save, let's say, 10 for rookies and newcomers.
Yep.
And let's say 10 for veterans that they believe. And even of that 10 that are veterans, 5 of them are, that's not necessarily journeymen.
I would even go up on those. I would say they know 35. You know what I mean?
I'll give you that. But the point is that the guys that they're bringing in are either guys that they want to get a look at, or guys that were role players that they feel will fulfill the need to hear. But it is not it's not Madden, mm-hmm. where you're trying to sign Calais Campbell, so a Pro Bowler at D tackle, a Pro Bowler at wide receiver, a Pro Bowler at tight end, because the other part of that equation is football is the ultimate team game. Yes, these are professionals, but you have to also get used to working with different people, and personalities do mix into this. But what happens when you have 35 guys that, at least for 3 years, those 35 or some variation of it are core.
They've been in the same system. There's been consistency. By the way, as I'm saying this goes to some of you guys listening, including you, your favorite college team. Like you can't start over every year. You can't start over every 2 years. At some point, the problem with the Jags is we're sold this, it's a rebuild damn near every year.
Well, here's the real problem. It's not just that you can't start over. It's not just you have to have a rebuild. You have to eventually, you have to really cut at it. Mm-hmm. And I mean this, and I'm not calling for people's jobs, but like we used to joke about it with Cleveland, and I think until they did it, they didn't have the success. You got to clean everybody, janitors, food service people, secretaries, you got to get a new.
Man, why are you trying to cost those nice people their job?
I'm saying, I'm sorry, reapply.
Some dude been working his ass off over there. I apologize. Cleaning TIA Banksfield, and here's this dude on the radio show talking about fire him.
What I mean is, you got to do something drastic to where literally everybody is gone.
Like, for example, you can't keep the O-line coach.
Right. Like every time you've made a change, you've kept some remnant of the last regime. Forget just that. You can't keep the assistant GM.
Right.
Because you got the same stench.
Yep.
He's gonna find a new job. They always recycle each other. Maybe he needs to change his scenery. But you got to go bring somebody new in.
Mhm.
Bring something good in. Bring somebody in that's going to be able to stand up to your head coach to let them know that, hey, you are a college guy and you got to learn this game. I'm going to help you pick the better pro players so that you can win now, because no matter what the situation is, yeah, you got to develop players, but you don't get 5 years in the NFL. You get 2, maybe 3.
I was thinking about that during the game. Tell me the vets on the Jags team that Urban Meyer could be learning something from.
We're too young. We don't have it.
Miles?
I'm not learning anything from Miles.
Makes a mean candle.
I mean, yeah, no, I'll buy that.
But you see what I'm saying? Like if you had Calais, if you had some of those guys in here that could sit in Urban Meyer's office and he could legitimately ask questions stuff. I think that's a whole different thing. It was a lender maybe. I don't know. Everybody's going at this all new, and it shows, man. It shows on the field. It's like you mentioned Cleveland and the stench that Cleveland used to have. Now they're finding their way into ball games. They're finding their way to win ball games, but they had to go through hell to get there.
And it was
the problem is we've gone through hell, bro.
And yeah, but we have, and we should. I remember when the Cleveland, when they became the Ravens, the Browns, because that's my father's favorite team, and like that's one of the only times I've ever seen him get emotional is when
they lost the team.
When they lost the team, they brought him back, and they've never been really great since then. The Jags actually have things to build upon, and it's kind of like you never like really take it to the next level. It's just, oh, okay, we did this, or we're going to get rid of some of the key components to making our team better. And that's just a weird flex.
The other problem, James, like I thought about this before we came on this, about how do you talk about a solution? I don't know what the solution. There is no solution in this season. Like, I mean, obviously Trevor's going to get better. Urban hopefully is going to get better. Things are going to get better, but it feels like there were times in the past where we could say, man, if they could just shore up the linebacker play, or if they could just,
but we've been talking about the linebacker.
Well, I'm just giving that as an example.
Yeah.
Now you literally can go every single position on the field and say they got to get better everywhere,
right?
Including play calling. Like they have to get better. Now, I will say this: I like the run defense they play. I like how aggressive they are against the run. If there's any one thing I can point to these first 2 weeks, it's been they're pretty dang good against the run. They're disciplined against the run, the way they line up, all that kind of stuff. But that's a stretch. Like maybe the reason you're good against the run is because you know it's coming because you're behind by 14.
Yeah.
So
get a lot of opportunities to practice.
Right. So that's the real issue right now is everything has to get better. And I think today on the first drive, everybody's like, oh, okay, they just need to settle in a little bit. The first drive was crisp, bro.
It was. This is what I don't like when people say, oh, but it was scripted. A script is nothing but an educated guess based on tendencies that they did before. What that means is you're like, because they said this all last year, like, or even a couple of years ago with Caleb. I was like, so you mean to tell me when we actually know what the hell they're doing, we don't know what to call? We only know by a guess, which means you don't make it. If that's the case, you can't make adjustments.
Can I admit something?
Yeah.
When I was calling plays, now it wasn't at the NFL level, obviously. I was always better on a script. So at some point I had to tell myself, and when I say script, what I mean is sitting down and going, I'm going to run this play. And then 3 plays later, I want to come back to this off of that look. I don't mean like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like, I mean, sitting down and going A plus B equals C. So if I'm going to do this formation, I'm going to run this play. I'm going to come back to that same formation. I'm going to run something else. Right. That's where I think a lot of people get into a groove with the script that once they tear up, they then start trying to call plays that they just feel is going to work. And it doesn't work like that because you're never setting anything up. That's what it felt like today.
Right. That first drive was good. But I also think that why the offense struggled, and this is what we can say, we know. Like, I don't think I'm nowhere near as critical as offensive line as I was before. I actually don't feel that bad about them. I think
they do stupid crap.
Yes, that I have no idea why that happens, but I don't feel as bad about the tackles as I used to. I think maybe Linder got hurt, right? Or one of them, or is it Cam got hurt?
Cam's been terrible.
Yeah, we can shore that up now.
Yeah.
Before I was just like, I'll get all them cats out. The running game is clearly our strong suit.
Mm-hmm.
Build your offense around the running game. Don't feel like don't let the Trevor Town, don't let all of the hype, don't let all of these things force you into feeling like I gotta throw the ball this much because this is what people expect. This is the way we're going to win. That's when you become bullheaded and you are worse. You're your team's and your players' worst enemy. You have got to be was it pliable?
I like that.
It's got to be. It's got to be moldable based upon what's going on, and it's not. It's almost like because it's not like college where Urban's been at, where you've been blessed for the vast majority of your career, really since Utah. But I won't even count Utah. But at Florida and Ohio State, when you were really rocking. You just knew you had at least a better player at one of the key positions, and they'll make a play for you.
And to be fair, he got those better players.
Right.
But that was part of the process.
That was
kind of his genius.
Yeah, you were able to effectively recruit. They chose you as opposed to what the NFL. But here's the difference between the NFL. There is a pool. It's not like college where you could go find a diamond in the rough and they become a 4-star because you offered them. And then after you offered them, everybody else offered them. But they got the relationship with you. It's only, 200 plus players, I can't remember, that get drafted every year. There's 2,000 plus players in the NFL, of which most of them are under contract. Of most the free agents have 32 choices. Like you don't get to go out and you can't really. What you found is you can't relationship yourself to death on that. Mm-hmm. They don't give a damn about the facilities. They don't give a damn about other stuff. They care about the money, which you have a ton of, and you held it back.
Cash, opportunity, like that's. And when I say opportunity, that can be everything. I don't think marketing is as big of a deal now because it is more global. But winning is an opportunity,
right?
And getting on the field is an opportunity, and being in the right system is an opportunity. And we see it. And I think pro athletes get a bad. I think people have a bad take on this. We see pro athletes every single year turn down more money for better opportunity.
Facts.
Like we see it time and time again where somebody's like, you know what? I fit better with Aaron Rodgers than I do going to making an extra $1.5 million in Jacksonville or wherever. Or this scheme fits better because I'm a better man corner than I am a zone corner. So I'm going to forfeit this $2 million here and I'm going to go to LA or whatever it is like that. You've got to have an identity that lets people know, okay, if I go to Jacksonville, this, and this is going to happen. And you're not forging that identity. Now we're only 2 games in. One last point on the script thing that I want to make, because I think this is important moving forward. Another reason why scripts work, James, the players know the script. The players know what's coming.
It's the plays that the
players
the most
understand we're doing this because of this, right? So the point I was trying to make is I think as coaches sometimes you take that script thing disrespectfully when really it's educational.
Right.
It's your chance to actually teach your team this is why we're doing what we're doing against these people, because on a script, you spend the whole week going over, we're going to call this play. Now, if they're in an odd front, this is what we do. If they're in an even front, this is what we do. If they show 2 high, if they show 1 high, this is what we do. You can't do that with 100 plays, but you can do it 15 or 20.
Right. It's like this. You practice. I've heard kids, and I joke with them because I used to be that kid and not understand it. Man, we didn't practice all these plays, and we only run the
6.
same 10, the same this. And I'm like, son, like that's kind of how it goes. Like you know it, and that's what they're giving us. We're not gonna just go out here and force this play. That's not a good look. Some run plays are better against a 4 down than they are 3 down. or the way they play it. You may not be able to. This team may just try to outflank you, so the stretch doesn't work for them. So you have to go straight inside zone the entire time and beat them up there. But
you know what you got to have? You got to have dudes to do that.
Right.
You got to have dudes that as a staff, and this is very relevant to Jacksonville, that as a staff you go, I don't care if y'all know what we're going to do. We're going to do it better than you because we do it week in and week out, and you just practiced against it for 1 week. And that's on both sides of the ball.
One of the funniest things that I've ever seen, like when I used to watch, and when I used to skip class to watch NFL films all the time, ESPN every day after like 2:00 before they started doing all the talking head stuff from 2 to 6 p.m. We're showing like NFL films. And they showed Vince Lombardi and the Packers and the Packers sweep and how he did this and how they just talked about it. Right. They said, he's like, sometimes we go up there and we tell them what we're doing, but we just knew they couldn't stop it. And I think that's like everybody preaches culture, right? Talk culture. Culture's the buzzword. And that's really culture is when you have guys that confident and you can do it and you're going to be a bully. And there's only one person on that team right now that I believe has the confidence to really go out there and do whatever he needs to do. And that's James Robinson.
I think one of
we didn't even talk about the exciting kickoff return though. I didn't see it. I was in the car driving over here.
I mean, I love Jamal Agnew. I got to know him this offseason. Amazing dude. Crazy explosive. I thought that he ended his season in my facility, by the way, but ended up not being as bad as I thought.
Okay.
But he's going to do that a couple times.
I thought he almost ended his career with that hit on the punt.
Yeah. Did you see Trevor get rolled up on?
Yeah. All right. That stinks. I'm glad he's healthy. I'm glad it worked out for us. I really hate that rule.
Really? Diving at their feet?
It wasn't really just the guy didn't just dive at the feet. He was fighting off of offensive line. They're doing a lot of work. Guys who maliciously do things, I'm with that. But like if you're a running back and somebody you're running forward at full speed and guys literally come at your knee sometimes. Yeah. Like it's the only position.
That was tough when a dude's bear crawling. And you can't have your eyes down. Your eyes have to be up.
You be up.
You can't protect yourself. That was tough, man.
I'm not saying I know they're not going to change it. I just think a lot of the stuff that they do for quarterbacks really is just like, all right, man, you got to almost lay them down gently, like they're a princess.
like the occasional hand swipe across the face that gets called. That's BS. But anything below the knees, because the quarterback really can't look down.
Right.
I don't know. That's how. I don't even know really. I don't know what I'm going to talk about this week with Trevor. Like, I mean, dude, it was 13 of 31, bro. It was 13 of 31. Like, it's. I'm not saying. I'm sorry, 14 to 33.
That's worse.
Yeah, I'm not kept saying
14 to 31.
I'm not saying that I'm less excited about him, but 14 to 33? What is that? That's 45%?
See what the calculator says. 33 divided by, you said 14? 42. 43. If again, no, it's 40.424. Can't even round it up.
I mean, I don't. I'm looking something up before I say this.
Again, they've got to rein it in, give them a governor, and see where it goes from there.
Yeah. I'm not even going to mention this. I'm not going to mention that Tim Tebow had a higher completion percentage in his career as a quarterback.
Well, this career, it's just 2 games. But I will say, if you tell
I'm Trevor. I'm pro Trevor.
You want to know?
I'm just saying you can't be out here completing 42% of your passes, homie.
I'm going to give I'm going to give some transparency here.
Okay.
If you said, James, we're at the 50, we have 54 players right now. and we got to cut one guy.
Okay.
And you said, all right, James, I know what you showed on social media, but you have to pick. We need you to make this decision for us.
Okay.
And it was Tim Tebow.
All right.
And Taven Bryan.
Yeah.
I'm cutting Taven. And I'm keeping Tim.
Whoa, are you serious?
And I'm keeping Tim. I believe Jack roided up Tim stop. Juiced on Jesus Tebow could be just as effective at the 3 technique or whatever we're claiming Taven plays right now as him. And he can still give me some tight end play. And
there could be some more butts in the seats.
There'll be more butts in the seats. And if I need to, like, all right, Trevor, we've gone over 30 passes. We're already completing 43% of our passes. Let's just get it. We can just throw you in there. Yeah. We can just throw you in there and you just throw it to random people too. And maybe, just maybe, it will work. And it's on Sunday. We know you like to work on Sundays. That's your thing. That would be, I think.
For the record, though, I do want to say this. The number 2 overall pick today really struggled. Zach Wilson. 19 of 33, so better completion percentage. No touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
4 interceptions. 4.
So both of them like to throw the ball to the other team.
So it's so it's a tough game, man. It's a hard game. It's a hard transition. I'm not any less excited about Trevor Lawrence than I was before. I am way less excited about the Jags as a team. I was consistent with they're going to be a 6-win team. Right now, if you told me the over-under for wins total would be 3, I'd really have to think about which one I'm taking, over or under. I'd really have to think about it.
The only thing I was hooked up with right now, and I'm oh my goodness, I didn't realize he had D-Hop. Jeez.
Well,
I'm playing Rain Man, and he had Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, he's in our fantasy league?
Yeah.
Oh.
And Trevor Lawrence was 6.82, which was good for me. I didn't want that, but I'm appreciative.
By the way, our college football pick'em show, I did well. You did not do well.
I'm sure I didn't do well.
You did not. You did not do well.
The only game I called that worked the way I wanted it to work was Michigan State.
Yes, you didn't do well. But fantasy football, I'm not exactly killing it. But that's the wrap up show or the instant reaction show. I don't know what else to tell y'all. The Jags still suck. They will suck until further notice. I don't know when that further notice will be. I don't know what the answer is. There is no answer. There is no quick solution. Urban Meyer has got to be wondering why he got up off his couch for this. He has to be.
Hey, the weather's it never rains in Southern California.
It rains
in Jacksonville.
Man, he ain't going to USC. But listen, by the way, real quick, because I saw this from people talking about the stadium and it not being full and how many Bronco fans. Can y'all stop? Because I'm a big believer in supporting winners.
Okay.
I'm a big believer in earning your support. If we did a show and it sucked time after time after time after time again, and everybody told us it sucked, we would not have the right to sit on here and bitch about a lack of people listening. Okay? Jag fans, stop. Be proud of your fellow Jacksonvillians that we have said enough. We're not going to games until you start winning.
Facts.
I like that culture in Jacksonville.
I think differently with your college teams a little bit.
I don't anymore.
And the only reason I say that
they're getting paid now.
They're not getting paid by the college. They're getting paid by businesses.
People were talking about Emory getting booed yesterday. I'd have been with them. Nope.
Now that part, I don't care about that. Boo, other things. The only reason I say that, you can't get better. You're kind of like, you're going to need money. And if you're not showing up, eventually all you're doing is creating a bigger deficit. There is a CBA, not CBA. Yeah. There's a revenue share in the NFL. So whether you show up to the stadium or not, this is what we used to tell people with the boycotts. Like, you do know that they're profitable the minute the first kick happens.
Hey,
Like, so you not showing up is a direct reflection of the product that they're putting on the field. You filling the stands is a direct reflection of the product they're putting on the field. I thought about it because Trey said he wanted to go to a game. He wants to go to a game this season. I'm like, all right. If it was rain, it rained against when we went to go see Jacksonville State. We got now our seats are in like covered, but we were going rain or shine.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at the forecast and I was like, oh, it's raining. No, I'm good. I'll watch this one. We got to do instant reaction.
2017,
anyway. I would have been right out there.
You'd have been out there yelling, do
right out there.
Yep. That's all I'm saying. Y'all spend your money, high school, college, pro, however y'all want to spend your money. If I were y'all and I had the decision to make on whether to take my kids to see a team that may win or take my kids to see a team that's not going to win, we're going to see the winners.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that simple. Like, so y'all will never hear me griping because the fans don't mistake attendance for support. Like, let's get that straight. The fans of Jacksonville have supported this team through terrible, terrible times. All they're saying right now is win. It's your turn to go first. We've gone first for the last 15 years. It's your turn to go first. Yes, Trevor's there and his long flowing hair and Urban and all that kind of stuff is there, but you got to show us. And when y'all show us, we'll show up, period.
Fair enough.
You got anything else?
No.
We're doing this again tomorrow? We got a lot to get into tomorrow, bro.
Yep.
There's so much to get into with college football this past weekend. So many takes I have over the college football weekend. We'll wrap up the Jag stuff again tomorrow, maybe. I don't know. Maybe we won't even talk about it. Who knows? I mean, you can turn on a station and get it for 12 hours tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So we just talked about it today. So maybe we'll spend the whole day on college football. But thank you guys for listening. Make sure you get to ABC. Make sure you get to Green Acres, greenacresporting.com for all your hunting and fishing needs. Maybe you watch these football games and you said, you know what? I'm going to start hunting again.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
No. I've been spending my weekend watching football. I'm going to start hunting again. I'm not putting out a hit on anybody.
Or, yeah, that's who.
So, yeah. So, I mean, I saw videos of Florida State fans literally throwing spears through their TVs.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah. So maybe y'all should get different hobbies. Go hunting. Go hunt legally. Go fishing. Relax.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like spend some time out on a lake or out on the ocean or something like that.
Indians used arrows.
Go to Green Acres.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have arrows at Green Acres.
They have arrows.
Do they?
Arrows, yeah.
Oh, yes, they do. Go to Green Acres. Go to greenacresporting.com. Make sure you tell them the Sports Den sent you. Register for that AR-12 as well. Black Friday drawing for that. And then we'll be back tomorrow. Thank you guys for listening to the Sports Den.